tuning in to another episode of My Take. And I want to give my breakdown on the game with the Connecticut Suns playing versus the Indiana Fevers. Now, you got Dewana Bonner, which is a person that I've always tried to, shed light on. It's a woman that pretty much is like the Kevin Durant for the Connecticut Suns. She's a really good player, and to be honest, man, I just think that people like her deserve to be recognized and to be on the forefront of these type of situations. You know what I'm saying? Like these type of games. Um, she's a person that really I don't think that nobody can guard, nobody can stop. She's really that good. She just really don't get the credit or notoriety that she should. So um I wanted to shed light to her. She did a really good job. They had a game yesterday where they played the Indiana Fever against Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. And Aaliyah Boston basically led every category in assists, rebounds, and points. And this actually came from after this came from Caitlin Clark having a stellar game versus the Mystics. So she went from playing the worst team in the Mystics to playing the best team in the Connecticut Sun. So, you just give a little brief breakdown, what I'm saying, of the game and what I think and how I believe um these two teams, will end up in the last season. I mean, at the end of the season. So sorry, man. I'm trying to commentate and also, get these numbers down. All right, so because I want to make sure that I'm actually correct on the information that I provide. I'd rather be just a little late or delayed than not be correct. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. A lot of people may not care, but I'll say, all right. So yeah, man. So I don't know if y'all seen the game. I definitely watched it. Aaliyah, Aaliyah Boston. She played well. Um, I want to say Dewana Bonner definitely played well. Elisa Thomas, she played a really good game. She had, I believe, about 18 rebounds, and five of those rebounds turned out to be, on the offensive end. And to be honest, man, I just think when it comes to uh, the Indiana Fever, there's a couple things that has to be done. You can't give up 18 points on off of turnovers. That just can't be one of the things. If you're playing in a WNBA, which is a step above, college, whether people want to admit it or not, it is definitely a step above. You got to minimize the turnovers. Although, Kayla only had about 3 turnovers, you got to minimize them. The team, had 11 in total, but it turned out to actually be about 18 points. So it wasn't that the ball was just being turned over. They were actually scoring after the fact. So that has to be one thing that changed. And then I think they have to be better on the pick and roll. Now they did put Kaylin in foul trouble, and I ain't gonna say put her in foul trouble. She got in foul trouble, which she did enhance her level of play, but it got her in foul trouble because usually she's not one of the best, defensive players. Although she does get her steals. Sh- All right, so yeah, so basically they didn't really play with camaraderie. I think with her getting in foul trouble, it kind of messed up the flow a little bit because they did start off pretty decent. It's just that they're slow starter, and if you really look at the history so far this season of the Indiana Fever, they always start off slow. They always start off slow and just can't get back into the game, and that's something that they're gonna have to take care of because if you get in a slow start, like a team like the Connecticut Suns who only lost one game, like man, they're gonna destroy you, which they did. You know what I'm saying? They end up winning by about 17 points. Beat them, had a lead for about 28 points. So really, what you see is that from them being up or down 28 points and then they only lost by 17, it showed you that they came on late. But when you Indiana Fever, you have to stay close in the game. You got to give yourself a fighting chance because like some teams, if you keep the game, close enough, a team like Indiana Fevers can actually, come back and win that game. They have a chance to pretty much do so. But if they don't give themselves a chance, then they can't display that attribute that they have, on their side because they're not even close in the game at all. So the one thing that I do like is that they are beating teams that they should beat. Although I do believe that the Chicago Skies is a better team, but for the most part, they end up losing to the Indiana Fevers by a point, pretty much 2 points. So that turned out to be the difference in that game. But they just gotta keep fighting. And I want to say this: if they really expect for Caitlin to do what she's supposed to do, which is shoot threes, I think they need to create a better way. They need to create a new way because this not gonna work. And on top of that, man, you playing versus the best team in the league. They're the best team for a reason. You can easily put DeWanna Bonner on Caitlin Clark and disrupt her shot. She's a very tall woman. She's very tall and lengthy. So you could put somebody like her on Caitlin if she's up for the task, right? You could put somebody like her on her. You could put Elisa Thomas on her, right? You can put a couple of people on her. You know what I'm saying? To where you can disrupt her rhythm and her flow because these are two girls that are not only physical but dominant. You know what I'm saying? So I think that all these games she should be taking heed um to basically take what they're giving you. And that's the one thing that I don't think that Kaylin is doing. She's not taking what the defense is giving her. Now, according to um the stats, she's very like three happy, right? She's very she's shooting the ball pretty far, right? She's basically coming off the screen, right? And then she still got maybe a player or two on her, and then she just shooting the ball. But if she actually allows, or I ain't gonna say her, the coach, if the coach allow her to roam free, I can assure you she will have much more success. But that's not what's being had. In fact, they got a post presence in Aaliyah Boston, but I think they need to be more consistent with the level of play that they're providing because they're not even getting to the hole the way they're supposed to. They're not even working it from the outside, I mean from the inside out, which I think that can be the case. If you allow Aaliyah Boston, somebody that went to an All-Star game to, to do what she's supposed to do, then I think that the outcome would be a much better because now she have something to get up for. Now she understands that the team relies on her. And though they've been losing on that team has been Kelsey Mitchell. And she really haven't really producing the numbers that they need in order in. So when it comes to the best teams, man, they still have to be able to compete. Even though they beaten the Washington Mystics, which who hasn't won a game yet, although they beaten them, they still have to compete with the better teams to at least show that, look, I'm just a year off. Once I get another piece, man, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be that one, but they're not playing like that, man. They just running up and down the court and kind of heaving up the ball and really not settling down, or allowing their defense to develop and offense to develop to the point where they can actually run play. Instead, it just looked like everything is free flowing, and it's not working for the Indiana Fever. And like I say, the success of the NBA definitely derives from Caitlin, meaning that her success is definitely essential to the league. But at least for them to take it serious and get them that CBA deal and all that stuff, they have to. No, I ain't gonna say that. I would say they have to make sure that she does like a little bit of fixing. If you ask me, they have to make sure that, and I'm talking about Indiana Fever. They have to make sure that they're giving her better schemes, better reads, better set plays, better options, and they have to change her position from point guard to guard, shooting guard. And if they do those things, I think that they can their season around. I don't think that they make it to the playoffs, but they have the ability to turn their team around to do better. But they got to take Caitlin Clark off of the point guard position. So if they do that, then I think they'll have a lot more success. But man, that's all I got. I think, I think they're in good shape maybe next season. But this season, I do not see them making the playoffs unless everybody else fold. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. That's all I got for now. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button as well. We need to get this page into the algorithm. And I thank y'all for tuning in.